Hubris, in the context of Greek law, was a concept that held significant importance in ancient Athens. It was defined as the use of violence to shame the victim, and this sense of hubris could also extend to characterize acts of rape. In legal terms, hubristic violations of the law included what might today be termed as assault and battery, sexual crimes, or the theft of public or sacred property. The concept of hubris in Greek law was deeply rooted in the societal and cultural norms of ancient Athens. It reflected the moral and ethical values of the time, and the consequences for committing acts of hubris were severe. Those who were found guilty of such violations faced harsh punishments, often in the form of public shaming, exile, or even death. In the legal context, hubris was often associated with acts of violence and shame. This could manifest in various forms, including physical assault, sexual crimes, and the theft of public or sacred property. The use of violence to shame the victim was considered a grave offense, as it undermined the social order and moral fabric of the community. One of the key aspects of hubris in Greek law was its association with the concept of honor. In ancient Athenian society, honor held immense significance, and acts of hubris were seen as a direct challenge to the honor and dignity of the victim. The use of violence to shame an individual was perceived as a direct assault on their honor, and it was believed to bring shame not only to the victim but also to their family and community. The legal ramifications of hubristic violations were harsh and unforgiving. Perpetrators of such acts were subject to the full extent of the law, and the penalties were often severe. In many cases, public trials were held to address instances of hubris, and those found guilty faced public humiliation and punishment. Exile was also a common form of punishment for individuals who committed acts of hubris, as it served as a means of removing the offender from the community and restoring honor to the victim and their family. The concept of hubris in Greek law also extended to the realm of sexual crimes. In ancient Athens, rape was considered a form of hubris, as it involved the use of violence to shame and dishonor the victim. The legal consequences for committing acts of sexual hubris were severe, and perpetrators were often subjected to public trials and harsh penalties. Another aspect of hubris in Greek law was its association with the theft of public or sacred property. The act of stealing from the community or desecrating sacred spaces was seen as a violation of the social order and an affront to the gods. Those who engaged in such acts were considered to be committing hubris, and they faced serious legal consequences as a result. In conclusion, hubris in Greek law encompassed a wide range of violations, including acts of violence, sexual crimes, and the theft of public or sacred property. It was deeply rooted in the moral and ethical values of ancient Athenian society, and the legal ramifications for committing acts of hubris were severe. The concept of honor played a significant role in the understanding of hubris, and those found guilty of such violations faced harsh punishments, often in the form of public shaming, exile, or even death.